Hi, welcome to Smart Solver. Let's learn how to study smart. Understand deeply, practice daily. Then you'll solve confidently. You can succeed anywhere.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're actually going on a kind of microscopic safari. We're going to explore cells, smells, and this really cool concept called diffusion. So if you're ready to uncover the invisible world that's literally all around us, let's go.
But first, think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered how a prankster's stink bomb works all the way from across the classroom? Like, how does that smell reach you so fast? Or, on a totally different note, maybe you've wondered why that poor houseplant sitting in the corner of your room is looking so sad and droopy. Well, it turns out the answers to both of these giant mysteries actually come down to the exact same microscopic scientific process.
Before we can solve that mystery, though, we really need to nail down a key word, and that word is concentration. In science, the concentration of a substance just means the number of particles present in a specific area. Think of it like a tiny, extremely crowded room. There's a high concentration of people, right? Everyone's completely squished together. And well, particles hate being squished together just as much as you or I do.
Because they hate being packed in so tightly, they do this thing called diffusion. Diffusion is just the movement of particles from a place where they're in a high concentration to a place where they're in a low concentration. Essentially, they're busting out of that crowded room to find more space. They spread out. And they'll actually keep spreading out until they are evenly distributed absolutely everywhere.
Okay, picture this. Someone just burned toast in the kitchen. At 1 minute, those red burnt toast smell particles are in a super high concentration, but only in the kitchen. But watch what happens over 5 and then 10 minutes. The particles diffuse. They spread from that high concentration kitchen out into the low concentration hallway and eventually right into the living room. And they literally won't stop moving until everywhere has the exact same concentration.
So that's how smells travel through your house. But let's zoom in a bit closer. Can substances move into our actual microscopic cells? I mean, we're made of trillions of tiny animal cells, right? So how do the things we absolutely need to survive actually get inside them?
Well, think of your cells like these incredibly exclusive clubs with tiny little gates. Step 1. Your body takes glucose from your food and oxygen from your lungs, and these get carried all around your body in your blood. Because there's a high concentration of them in the blood and a lower concentration inside the cell, they just diffuse right in. Step 2. The cell uses them for a chemical reaction called respiration, which transfers energy. But then, step 3. This creates a waste product called carbon dioxide. Now there's a high concentration of waste inside the cell, so it simply diffuses out into the blood, gets transported back to the lungs, and you breathe it right out.
So that's us, the animals. But what about plants? I mean, they don't have mouths, they don't eat food, and they definitely don't have lungs. So how in the world do plants drink to get the constant supply of water they absolutely need for photosynthesis?
Say hello to the root hair cell. It basically acts like a microscopic drinking straw reaching way out into the soil. The soil particles usually have a really high concentration of water molecules around them, while inside the root hair cell, there's a low concentration of water. So, just following the rules of diffusion we just talked about, the water naturally moves straight into the plant.
Now, scientists love to be super specific, right? So when we're talking specifically about the diffusion of water, like the water moving into those root hair cells we literally just saw, we use a special term. It's called osmosis. Simply put, osmosis is just the diffusion of water. That's it.
Now, what's really interesting is seeing what that water actually does once it gets inside the plant cell. Check out the healthy plant here. Inside its cells, water completely fills up this space called the vacuole. This full vacuole acts kind of like a water balloon, pushing outwards really hard on the cell wall. And that outward pressure makes the cell super rigid, which is exactly what helps the entire plant stand upright and look healthy. But what happens when things go wrong? Well, if the plant isn't watered regularly, that vacuole actually shrinks because it just doesn't have enough water. Without that outward pressure pushing on the walls, the cell loses its rigidity and gets completely floppy. And when all the cells get floppy, the whole plant wilts, droops over, and eventually dies. And yeah, that is exactly why your neglected houseplant looks so incredibly sad.
All right, you've seen the diagrams, you've learned the science, and now you know exactly why plants will. So it's mini quiz time. Let's test your memory using the summary questions right out of the material. I want you to see if you can beat me to the answers. Ready?
Okay, question 1. Fill in the blanks. Substances move from an area where they are in a blank concentration to an area where they are in a blank concentration. I'll give you a second.
Think back to that crowded room.
Got it? That's right, high to low. Particles always want to escape the crowded high concentration area and find way more space in the low concentration area.
Moving on to question 2. What is the official scientific name for this process of particles moving? Yell it out if you know it.
Diffusion! Amazing job if you got that. It is the exact same concept whether we're talking about oxygen entering your blood cells or a stink bomb totally clearing out a hallway.
All right, final challenge. Question 3. Explain how the smell of perfume can move throughout a room. Like, how would you write that out to get full marks on a test?
Okay, here is the absolutely perfect answer based on what we learned today. The perfume particles diffuse from an area of high concentration, which is right where it was sprayed, to an area of low concentration, which is the rest of the room. And they'll keep moving until the concentration of particles is exactly the same everywhere.
So let's lock in the crucial points we've uncovered today. Number 1, diffusion is always movement from high to low concentration. Number 2, glucose and oxygen diffuse into our cells for respiration. Number 3, osmosis is just the special scientific word for the diffusion of water. Number 4, root hair cells act like tiny microscopic drinking straws to absorb that water from the soil. And finally, number 5, if a plant lacks water, its vacuoles shrink, the cells get floppy, and the whole plant wilts.
You absolutely crushed it today. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The next time you smell breakfast cooking from all the way upstairs, are you going to picture that invisible army of tiny particles rushing towards you? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never forget the microscopic magic happening right under your nose. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching Smart Solver. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep solving smarter every day.